today is the day that Malaysia begins its MCO 3.0, the Malaysia Control Order. So we should see some police activities out again. I mean, the police has been out and about all this while, but I suppose the roadblocks would resume. I have not seen the roadblocks resuming as yet, but it should be now. And to travel, we would need to have the authorization letter to travel. So yeah, with all the climbing numbers of the COVID-19, daily figures around 3,000 over, right? So it was only a matter of time before the government has to impose the MCO again. So here it is today. Very nice Porsche there. Carrera 4S. There's this Alfa Romeo 156 2.5 V6, right, in Kajang, that apparently has been abandoned for more than 3 years now. So it's parked underneath a coconut tree. Apparently the coconuts have had some damages on the car over the years, especially, you know, with the weather along these lines, right? It was raining cats and dogs, and it was crazy yesterday. So yeah, it had some damages, some broken windows, can't start. But I was told that it was a good base. And the owner was an Alfisti, loved the car until he got posted overseas about 3+ years ago. So the car has been abandoned at the side of the road. Given Alfa Romeo's this reputation, right? Apparently the family members were not too comfortable driving it, and now they would like to sell it off before it rots any further. For the right price, it could be a nice project car. There's another Edward, another 2.5 V6 or so, and that one is a running condition. The only thing that is not so good with the car was the paint. So yeah, so that one goes for around 11k negotiable. So you probably could get it around 8-9k, you know, for a running condition 2.5 V6. This is non-running, and they wanted 10k, so it's definitely on the higher side. But it'll be interesting to see, you know, what goodies it have in there. Perhaps, you know, it has some Toyo power inside there. Perhaps it has some, you know, Toyo power in there that makes it go real fast. I don't know. It all depends on what is inside the car. So let's go take a look, and perhaps we could make it into a project car. I look at the condition that it is currently, and it's definitely going to take a whole lot of restoration work. You know, it's almost like it's ground up. But if you look at how it was, you know, prior to the dilapidated state that it was, right? I mean, when it was first left at that spot some 3+4 years ago, right? I think it would have, if it was in a running condition, it would have been in a very, very nice example. In fact, look at the way that they have done out, right? I mean, it has big brakes at front, AP Racing, and then this that wet at the side. You know, is it's not a standard unmodded, so to speak, 156, right? I mean, there's bits and pieces. There's the Novitec front lips, so and then there's the dual exhaust. But I've checked the brand of the exhaust. I think it was those that they fabricated themselves, like, you know, the shops. Yeah. So yeah, the owner has put a lot of thoughts into the car. I mean, it's definitely a car lover. According to the chap that I was speaking with yesterday, the jobs were done prior to the father. Prior to the father purchasing this car many years back, right? The car was a Singaporean car that was illegally used in Malaysia, so it was a clone vehicle, so to speak. And yeah, it was seized by the authorities, and the authorities auctioned it off, and the dad bought the car for around 30,000 at that point in time. I mean, I'm not sure how many years back was that. But then the car got abandoned, or rather, you know, was parked aside, and nobody wanted to use it. And yeah, that's what happened. And if you look at the windshield, the side mirrors, the bodies, and whatnot, you see a lot of dents, a lot of cracks on the windows, right? So it was unfortunate that the car was parked underneath a coconut tree. Hence, you know, the cracks on the windshield, the side mirrors, and, you know, lots of dents and damages on the body, because I think the results are out. Car versus coconut, falling from you know, falling from the tree. Coconut and gravity together wins. So it was very unfortunate. It was very unfortunate, you know, along those lines. Oh. And in the engine bay, when we open it up, right? Okay, yeah. So once the window was broken, the windshield was broken, then obviously, you know, you have water going in, and that's where this the mix is, of course, not the best mix, like leather and water together along those lines. So all those fungal and all whatever not, right? So yeah, it's definitely going to take some work lah. But at least the boot is dry when I open it. So the speakers are down. There was a speaker down there for whatever reason, right? But at least you know, it was dry, so you know that the rubber seals have not gone yet. But all the rubber seals have to be changed, because it's been parked stationary over there for many years now. All the rubber have hardened. The chap was telling me that, you know, they just did the timing belt change, you know, before it was parked there, but it has been parked aside for 3+4 years now. So yeah, I don't think so. if anyone takes over the car, it has to be rebuilt, that's for sure. It has to be rebuilt. The disc brakes, I mean, it's brass over there. I mean, there's a lot of things to do with the car. So they are asking, according to the nice chap that I spoke with, his father would like to let go of the car at around 15,000, but they are open to a price of around 9,000 plus. I was initially interested because the platform was in itself a 2.5 156, right? So it was built for that. It's not a 2.0 converted into a 2.5, you know. In this sense, the body was already built, you know, ready to take in a 2.5 engine. It is a 2.5 engine in there, so it's an interesting car. It's definitely an interesting car to review and, you know, to do whatever not. And the way that it is with all the things that you need looks like the easiest way, because it needs so many parts, right? The easiest way would actually to buy a half cut. You buy a half cut and then you plonk in again, you know, you redo the job. And to get a 2.5 V6 half cut these days, right, 1.5 156 2.5 V6, it will cost circa 10,000, 9 to 10,000 thereabouts, Malaysian ringgit, mind you. So if they want a car for around 9 plus, let's just say 9, yeah, and then you have to buy a half cut for 10,000, that's 19 over there, 19, and plus the workmanship and everything, plus in another 6-7 grand over there. Let's say let's put it at 6 lah, yeah, since I 6, and then that would be about 26 now, 19, 25,000 now, 25,000 Malaysian ringgit. And even if you buy a half cut, that's the seats, I still have to rewrap those. So that's another maybe 3,000. Sort out the AV system, plug in the AV system, another 2-3,000 in there. So you're looking at maybe give and take around 30,000 to review that car. And of course, because it's not been on the road for a couple of years now, you have to go in for the check with the authorities to make sure that it's roadworthy. So the cost keeps coming up. You know, I was talking to my car buddies yesterday, right? And then it would look like a better option to utilize this car would be as a donor car. So we harvest whatever parts that we can from this car for, you know, better examples. But if you were to get this as a donor car, then it's probably going to be worth around 2,000, 3,000 thereabouts. You won't be paying 9 grand for this car. So yeah, hence the dilemma. Because there are other examples of the 156 2.5 V6 out there in the market, right? These cars, because, you know, only the enthusiasts are interested in this type of cars, so they are actually not sold in a very high price in the market. And you can get running condition 156, right, at around 9,000, 10,000 running condition. So in fact, there's another advert, I think that one they advertise it for around 11 plus. And of course, the car dealer is from a car dealer. He's very willing to negotiate. You have to do the body works and everything, but engine and gearbox is supposed to be in good condition. So plug in another 3,000. If you get the car for around 10 plus that 3, for 13, you will have a decent car already, you know. So yeah, that is a little bit of a dilemma there. It looks like from an economic standpoint, it would not be a very feasible project car for me at this point, for that, towards restoring that 156 2.5 V6, right? For the family, if you know there was the emotional attachments, then yes, I believe it would make sense for them to do that if there wasn't any emotional heartstrings or attachments with the car, right? But if it was us, for outsiders, then yeah, it might not be the best of option at this point in time. But anyway, after I discussed with these car buddies, right, there was at least one person who was interested to see if he could try to nego with the cab, right, to see if he could take the car for lesser monies and, you know, try to put it on track, at least a track car, so you don't have to go through all those putting on the road and things along those lines. So there'll be less things to work on. As long as it can run, that's good enough already. So yeah, I don't know how that would spin out, but you know, it's a poor thing, because Alfa Romeos, they are so few and between. They are very few and in between these days here in Malaysia. And as years goes by, there's lesser and lesser of these beautiful, you know, Bellas. So if we could see any that we could restore, you know, put it back into the proper condition, make it reliable, you know, such that people no longer look at Alfa Romeo as a liability, but, you know, as a decent, reliable car, then I'm sure Alfa Romeo, you know, there's a lot more people, you know, there's a lot more young blood who will be willing to take it up. So yeah, giving the car a new lease of life, that's what we are working on. And, you know, even like the Fiat Coupe community, right? After I did some videos about my car, I have at least a couple of chaps reaching out to me, and yeah, you see them getting the Fiat Coupes, right, and then rebuilding it per se. One went through the bit by bit per se, the other one went through the whole works. So it's nice, you know, to see them taking, you know, these cars that were previously, you know, ignored and not given the attention that it deserved, and then now more and more of these cars are now on the road. So I'm seeing this with the Fiat Coupe. I like to see, you know, Alfa Romeo being given a second lease of life too, especially, you know, the ones that we can still get the spare parts on, the 156, that's actually very easy. Well, not to say very easy, it's relatively easier compared to, say, like the 145 and the 155. So the 156 is still alright, you know, at a decent entry point. Yeah, it should be a viable project, but perhaps not at this point, for me at least. So yeah, well, Shah, hope you could picked up the car and, you know, put it back to life. If not on the road, but at least on the track too. Alright, so over and out.